Hello again, everyone. I have a commission card to do today. It's for my friend, one of my closest friends, and she wanted it for a friend of hers who's going to be 80. And she asked for maybe the number 80 with some flowers around it or whatever. So I don't have any large die cuts or dies for large numbers at the moment, so I've had to cut them on my silhouette portrait. However, I am not keen on cuts from machines as compared to cuts from dies. If you get a die cut element, the edges are beautifully rounded over where the die has pushed into the card. But on an electronic cutting machine, the blade just goes through it, leaving an edge as if it's been cut by scissors. So what I do with edges of these things to finish them off is simply use an embossing tool and try and push those edges down myself. Use one of these things and just go around the edge like this, and it's kind of rounding it over, pushing it down. And I do that with lots of cuts that I do on my electronic machine. I don't know if there is a machine out which cuts and does that kind of emboss over at the same time. There may well be. I mean, I think machines are developing all the time, and so, you know, they'll be trying to improve them, all the rest of it. So I'll just carry on quickly, finish going around the edges of these. This font is called Andalus, and I love it. It's kind of a it's what I call a couth type. It's kind of elegant, you know, upper class and all that. Did I do that one? I don't think I did. So did I? Perhaps I did. Can't remember. Can't talk and chew gum, me. So that's that. This card, this sort of very pale Odinil card, is from my stash. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of card. I will just show you one, just for a matter of interest. This is one of my boxes of card. You can see this is one of the 2 packs that I've got of greens, and that may well be the one that I use there, I'm not sure. But I have 10 such boxes. I think it's a really good job that the paper mill shop closed near me some years ago, because every time I passed I had to go in and get a pick and mix. It was so addictive, and I've got all this card and I really ought to use more of it. So if I think about it, I will. However, once I'd cut it out and looked at it, I thought it looked a trifle insipid. So I thought I would try and just, you know, zhuzh it up a little bit. And I got out a couple of markers to think, and I tried it on here. I think that's those 2 there. And then I thought, should I use ink? What shall I do? My idea is this. I want to put, what have I done with it? These, here we go. This is from this die here. I waited years to find this die. I saw it and it was out, I think it's Crafty Notions, and I put myself on waiting lists and goodness knows what. They're Snowdrops. Here's the heads of them. I'm leaving them on there because I'm going to add just a tiny bit of colour whilst they're still stuck onto that bottom plate. So this, I have the vision of popping out of the 0. I have done on the computer, Happy Birthday Barbara. I went with this to the computer so that I could see what it would look like proportionally with the 80 on there and the sentiment. This is my front panel. I've got the card base cut there, but I fancied something else kind of behind. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling, and I'm going to darken just the edges of the green 80 with some ink. I'm going to twinkle the front one and colour the actual die cut with some markers. So we'll hopefully get there. So first off, let me just do these numbers. Let's just get them sorted. If I can get them extricated from that. The white ones are going to be twinkled and the green ones are going to be darkened slightly. Okay, right. Make sure I keep them in the correct orientation. So I looked at two different colours. I looked at Twisted Citron and Shabby Shutters. And I think the Shabby Shutters used very gently is going to be probably the way forward. So that's on my little mat there. So let's just do a bit of this. Just going to do it kind of round. It doesn't need much. It just needs a little bit of a definition. Just a little bit of, you know. Compare these two now just to see what we think. Can you see? It's just got a little bit more. So I'm going to carry on. I'm pleased with that. I'm going to do the 8 as well, and I'll go quickly. Right, that will do for the inking of that. I had to look closely at the computer to see which way up this went. Can you see? There's that way and there's this way. And I think this is the right way up. I went and had a look. It looks like it's got a long bit and a shorter bit, and the long bit was on the left. L, that's how I remembered. Okay, let me twinkle these next. And to twinkle those, I'll just put a bit of glue on and then dunk them into some Glamour Dust. So, if I can get this off. There it is. I think that's got some oops all over. And here's my twinkle. There we are. Now I'm going to stick those onto the green bits, and then we'll put them on one side, and hopefully I won't lose them. Okay. I think that one just moved as I put it down. It's better. Right, there's my numbers. We'll put those on one side. Right, the next thing I want to do is to colour my stems, and the joy of this particular set is the fact that the blooms are separate from the stems, so I can just colour however I want, and then I won't have any contamination of the flowers. So I'm going to put some of this just up the side a little bit. Quite a delicate sort of colour. I may have to put a little bit darker on as well. That looks a bit pale to me. Let's just try this one. Oh, is this one darker? Oh yeah, this is. Isn't it strange? The tops put you off, really. I was thinking this was the lighter one. I'll go all over with the other one again now. I would like something still a little bit deeper. Let's take a look. Let me try G270. It's called Moss. Right, I'm going to go over that again with the 4. Is it the 4 I want to do, or the 7? No, the 7. Let me just see how this looks with the 0. Yeah, I think that tones quite nicely, don't you? Pop those in the pot for a minute. I know those are the ones I've used. Now I want to colour these, the tips of the flowers. I'm going to use the darkest one that I used here, and I'm just going to put tiny little bits of green, like that. A couple of dots on these. Tiny little bits. Just going to use my blender now. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is give them a bit of shape. So here's my block that I put my, let's get this one here, pick these up, and these are actually, let me do it first, they're going to have a bit of twinkle on. Do it while they're still on here. Not going to twinkle the stems, just the flowers. And I'm thinking I may have done a bit too much green on here. I'll see what they look like when they're shaped. If I think this is too much, I'll cut another lot and just sort of piece some together. So we'll see how we go. Right, there's my petals, sorted, we hope. Let's look at the card front now. This was cut on my large machine, my switch. So, happy birthday, Barbara. And I thought it might be quite nice just to do a little soft stenciling in the background of this. And you can see here, this is the one I used. This is an Alexandra Renke stencil. Absolutely love it. So delicate. Both of these are Shabby shutters, but this one was used with more pressure than this one, and I think this is the effect I want. So what I'm going to do is simply, I'm going to use this random one. And where am I going to put it? Let's just see. There's the 80. If we have a little bit there and a little bit down there and there, I think those 2 places. Okay, let's have some up there. Here's my Shabby shutters. I ought to put some things away as I go. Yes, that's my Shabby shutters. Let's just do this really, really, really gently. Oh, pretty. Next to no pressure at all. I think I'll put some in the middle as well, just slightly kind of off. Here somewhere. Lovely. Bottom corner. Let's see how that looks, see if we need some anywhere else. Maybe just down this corner, just a little bit. Okay, I think that's going to... Do I need a bit more here? No, I think that's okay. Now I'm going to stick these down, but I'm not going to put the glue right up to that edge because I want to be able to just tuck this down inside. So let me just put some glue on these. Cover this ink up for a start. Put that away. Right, here's my glue. I think I can still get into this. Okie dokie. Do you know, it's funny how your mind works, isn't it? Because I was thinking to myself, oh, this is for an old lady. And I'm going to be 80 next birthday. And I was thinking, oh, she'd probably like a bit of colour. But I actually love a white on white card myself. I just thought it was funny. And now I can't find a pokey tool. Oh, my goodness. I've got hundreds. Where is one? Perhaps I can do this with another pair of tweezers. I just want to make sure I can lift this bit here. There we go. Now I'll put some glue on these. I'll look at them and see what they look like. If I think they look dreadful, I'll cover them up. I'm just wondering if I've gone a bit too mad with the green. Let me see. I'm not thrilled, I have to say. I am not thrilled on it. I think I'll cut another set and just leave them white, just twinkle them. Any spare there? No. Spare on here? Yep, this will be fine. Let's cut this out. I'm wondering if I'll just put a tiny bit of paler green on the very tip where it joins the stem. Let's just see. Oops, wrong end. One, two, three, four, five. They're all there. Okay. Oh, I haven't twinkled. I do want to twinkle. This one looks like a sheep's head. The friend who requested this particular card, she can shop for England. She spots a bargain at 50 paces. And she was doing some shopping the other day, and she spotted this little silver leather bag that you know, the sort of thing that you can pop your phone into, one of those tiny little things. And she knows that I've been looking for one of those for some time. I don't know if I've been looking for one, but I was looking at them when I've been shopping with her. And so she bought this silver. It's really pretty, really nice. She said, I thought this might do for your cruises, she said. So thought, I need a pair of silver pumps now to go with this bag. Oh dear, it's a vicious circle, isn't it, really? Oh my lord. Let's see if we can stick these on. I don't think it matters where they go. I think you can just pop them wherever you like. That's better colour, isn't it? It was worth changing, I think. Oops. Stay down. Now I prefer that over there like that. This glue is wonderful, but it does take just a moment or two to kind of set, so. It's pretty, isn't it? It's so pretty. And it's got a little bit of darkness around the spots just behind there, which is like shadow from where they're growing. I think that's great. There we are. Now, the question is, do I want to put a very, very, very tiny bit of green around it? I've got enough card to burn. Why don't I try it? Why don't I just get another piece? How wide is this? That's 14. So if we have 14.5, that should be great. This is the one that the 80 was cut from. But, no, 13.5. No, 14.5. What am I talking about? 14.5. But I didn't move it to the top. The box was here, but the numbers were lower down. But I'll use that for something else. I won't waste it. 14.5. Okie dokie. There we are. Do the same with this as I did with the numbers. Quick run down with the embossing tool. Smooth down those edges. Whoops, a daisy. I'm not going to darken this. I'm just going to leave it as is. There we go. That and that. There we are. Pretty 80th birthday card for a lady called Barbara. The sentiment is in a font called Arlington Script, which I'm extremely fond of, and I used a grey colour for that, so that it's softer than white. But I think that's quite pretty. So, thanks for joining me, and come back and see me very soon.